Right, look at this, the fault. I'm literally driving over to the barn to do this and the fault has come back. This rarely comes up, this fault, all right? This is a problem that I've had for weeks and weeks and weeks, and it's very intermittent suspension fault, okay? But look at this, oh, it's getting very upset with me now. Let me tell you about this. Let me get to the barn. All right, just finished my burger. Let me take a seat in front of my wonderful vehicle, which I love so much. Keeps me busy. Hey, this is not food. He thinks this is food. It's not. I have a part in my hand. First, I'm going to talk to you about this fault. I have a very, very intermittent fault, which, funnily enough, actually came up on my dashboard on the journey over here. Actually gave me a red suspension fault with a speed limit. Now, it rarely actually gives me that. Often it's just an amber suspension fault, goes bing on the dash, and then I turn the engine off, turn it on again, and it clears. Absolutely fine. So I've been living with this for probably like over a month, maybe 2, maybe 3. It's not really an issue. Doesn't change how the car drives, just annoying. So I finally did some research, looked it up, plugged it in, gave me the fault code, and it said basically the vehicle height isn't lowering as quickly as it should. And the venting, something to do with the venting gallery on the air pump in the air compressor for the suspension in the boot. So I researched it. Seems to be much more common on the Sports as opposed to the L405s, which is weird because it's the exact same system. But here in my hand is the part that I'm assuming needs to be replaced. Hopefully it's nothing more serious or expensive than this. So, in the boot of the car, you've got the air compressor, which compresses air into the airbags that you've got all around your car. Now, if you want to lower the suspension, or if it does it automatically, it needs to vent air out of the system. And it does that through a valve, which is on the side of the air compressor in the boot. Now, when you vent air out of a pressurized system, it goes psht. Might have been very loud on the camera, but it makes a loud noise. Not very luxurious. Land Rover were saying, no, we can't have that noise in the cabin. So they created this little, very unusual device, which is a kind of like a suppressor, I guess. Most people think it's like call it a filter. It is not a filter. It's actually made up of lots of tiny, can you see this? Lots of tiny ball bearings, I'm assuming glued together. This one, I think, is a more modern, revised design with the hole in the end. So this is very unlikely that it's going to get blocked. But originally, they did not have this hole in the end. And the air would vent through all of the tiny gaps between the ball bearings. I'm guessing that is the vibe here. From what I can see, the reason that these go wrong is not because they break down. They do look like something that could fall apart and go wrong like that. But I don't think that's why they go wrong. Actually, what happens, as far as I know, and I'm about to confirm this when I go into the back of my car and show you how to get to this, is the air that keeps going through this, obviously, the air is wet and you get condensation and eventually it builds up like a white scaly deposit inside this little suppressor, which blocks it up. So then air cannot get out of it to vent quickly enough or properly or at all in some cases. So often what people do is do this. They just drill a hole in their existing one and it's fine. You could just clean your original one. I'm assuming you could probably get something to clean it, but these aren't very expensive. So I just bought a new one and I'm going to go and get in there and I'm going to put it in and I'm going to show you how it fixes my problem. So step one, move my dog. Right, let's just get straight in here. Take this badger out. Oop. Such a drag. Okay, I'll give you another bit of advice. This is really good. Arc oil, AR6900 D Max Advanced Diesel Synthesis. Well, I never knew it said that. Anyway, I'm not going to tell you about this now, but just read up. I love a snake oil. Read about this. It does all of the things that it says it does. That's all I'm going to tell you. Like, noticeable difference. Anyway. Nice. There it is. So this is your air compressor in there. And you've got to split this box apart and it's got these little metal clips all around, which you just got to ping off with a flat blade screwdriver and not lose them. All right, start with one that you can see. Ping! Okay, that was really fast. Then you just got to pop the top off. There it is. Oh yeah, okay. My thesis is being proven correct. Come here, would you? You might be able to see. Oh, my camera, what is going on with the technology? Come on now. Okay, so there it is. There's the little funny little bobbly gadget thing. And as you can see, this is filled up with all manner of limescale and deposits. And as you can see, there's no hole in the end of this one. Okay, so firstly, 17mm spanner. Don't be messing around like I did 4 times back and forth. Oh, okay, I didn't really even need a spanner, to be honest. You probably could have done that with your teeth. So off this. Oh, interesting. So I was expecting to see a lot of white salty deposits like you can see on the outside building up on the inside. However, we appear to have some black carbony stuff. Okay, so this actually doesn't look to be blocked up with the limescale-y stuff quite as bad as I've seen others online, but it must be this black sooty. It's not sooty, I mean, I don't know what it is. It's kind of, it smells like burnt rubber. So I'm assuming some sort of seal is perhaps coming to the end of its time inside my compressor, which would just be delightful. Do you know what? I'm just going to clean this up with a rag, pop the new one on, and see if the fault goes away. Get into the packet. So new one, old one, pretty much exactly the same, apart from this one's a bit more vajazzly, and it has a hole in the end. Fingers crossed this fixes my issue. Right, neat that up. Yep, nice. That's pretty tight, eh? Okay, so you may or may not know this, but you can, without the engine running, put your hazards on, press the unlock and lights button together. Let me just show you that again. Unlock and lights button together, hold them down, and the suspension will raise without the engine on. Are you ready? Good. So now I can't remember what the key configuration is on here to let it down. So I'm just going to put the ignition on, press access mode here. Oh, got a bit of a Dell on. I better stop that actually, because otherwise it's going to set me copyright off. So there you are. You saw in the last clip the car go down. You heard a lot of air come out, and it came out quickly as well. And Adele was playing in the background. Sorry, I had to cut her off, but I don't want some sort of copyright claim and to get, you know, tangled up with her. I think that this has fixed it, you know. I'm going to end the video here because I don't think we need to do anything else. Look at this, look at this, look at this. Nothing coming through that. That's blockaged, right? That was coming out fast and lots of it. So that is a fix. I just know it. I'm going to get no faults on my dashboard, at least for the foreseeable future. Charlie fixed something. Well done, Charlie. If you enjoyed that, give me a like, give me a subscribe and all that kind of stuff. And I'll see you on the next one. Cheerio.